Into the Golf Club 2019. Just want to say out of the gate that I apologize for anybody who was looking for my streams last night. The birthday party for my daughter went extremely well and was continuing on later than I expected, so I was not able to get back on and do the streams I talked about yesterday in the Imperial playthrough stream. So I am jumping on this morning to try to get those done. And we'll be back after this one with a PC playthrough on a preview course, as well as the new series I'm hoping to start with the Madden 08 custom teams. But we'll get to that when we get to that stream. So we'll give it a couple minutes to let people get in, and also while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and set up the round here. Give it a couple more seconds here before we get started. Go ahead and create the match because I still got to begin round here. So. Now this is an unpublished course for anybody who didn't catch that at the beginning. And I don't know why the course conditions don't match up to what I just did, but because I didn't change fairways, greens, or green speeds, and it still says soft and fast, so that's confusing. But we're going to go ahead and get started as we're a little over 2 minutes in, so begin round. And again, this is a course preview. This course is not published yet. Just something in the works. I wanted to give everybody a look at it, maybe get a little feedback on it, especially from any established designers such as Crazy Canuck or Scarpacci or Arctic Fury. Anybody that has any suggestions or anything that could be added to it, that'd be great. This is a complete rework of Segregated Greens from TGC2. Did not like the way it turned out in that version, so I did not port it over. I just started it from scratch. And this is what I have so far to replace it. So again, it is still a work in progress. This is not finalized yet. But the first hole is a 392-yard par 4. And let me let's see if I can zoom up towards the... So here's the concept. Same as in the other one. They are segregated greens for each pin. That's the name. And I did a hole like this on a course before, and I don't know if I ever published it in TGC2 or not. But that kind of gave me the idea to do this. And it is done for every hole. You'll see four greens. And the reason that I went for that is that design is because if you have a separate green for each pin, as you can see here, you can play with elevation for each one. So every time you play the course, it will be different. The elevations will be different. The size of the greens will be different for your landing areas, and your distances will be different. So it kind of plays more of a factor than just one green with four pins on it. I know your elevation could be a little bit different there, but you're a little bit restricted in what you can do elevation change wise, because you don't want to give somebody a tier on a green and have it be like that, because they'll never putt up that if they end up on the bottom tier. So that was the reason for this design. And I did not or at least have not so far, used any bunkers around any of the greens. Now you'll have some here and there, but you won't have them right by the greens, at least not for now. I put one in to test it out, and it just didn't look right, so I have backed that out. I mean, I may play with that a little bit more before I publish it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this started, and I'm still on pro clubs from playing the match yesterday. I've been having issues with my swing line, so I went down to pros yesterday for a match because I was worried about it. Alright, so again, there's no stroke indexes on these because it's not published. So 392 par 4s, playing 389. So we'll go ahead and tee off here, give you guys a look at the course. Absolutely, Scuzby. I will certainly let you know. And I will be doing another preview playthrough for the course that I have on PC after this, a few minutes after this, because I have to transfer over to the PC stuff. Right now I'm on PS4, obviously. Alright, so now as you can see here, you'd only be 9 foot up, 81 yards out. But if you were shooting to this pin on this green, you'd be probably more like 30 feet up or more, maybe more than that. And then where, I can't remember where the pin's at, but and obviously be longer distance as well. So just kind of takes the handcuffs off of that kind of change just with one green. So a little more variety, I think, and a little more replay value, I actually believe, as well. I just, again, I wasn't same name on Steam Jack. No, it's actually RREED 121 is my username on Steam. Yeah, PC. That's a good point. Glad you asked that. Alright, so I'm going to try a normal shot. I'm actually just going to loft it all the way up. And that slope should push me right a little bit. We're going to go right there. Holy smokes, I finally hit a decent line there. Distance was pretty good. That's not going to do a whole lot, so we're just going to do a couple taps here. Turn a little, and it didn't. Wow. Probably could have been because of my line. I might have pushed it against the break enough there to hold it. I don't really do beta stages, David, and I don't want to clutter up the course options, so I don't ever release betas. I won't release it until it's done. So hole 2 is a 513 yard par 4. It is quite a ways downhill, so it doesn't play that long. It's actually playing 499 right at the moment, and like I said, it is downhill, so I know it's a long par 4, but it doesn't play that long. Now I did use rough for the tee boxes just for the deeper green look, so you have to be mindful of that when you're on the tee box, because it will not give you a driver. Even though my waypoints are way out there. Why it does that, I don't know, but it will not give you a driver. And you'll probably notice as we go along here that there's holes that I have pretty much all the planting done on, but there are also holes that I have that'll look kind of bare because I haven't got. I think I'm about on 14 roughly, thereabouts. All right, 204. I think that's going to be too much club, so we're going to go with 184. The slope's going to push me right again, so I'm just going to hit it right there. 190. That might actually be too much, but we're going to hit it anyway because we don't want to mess with the water. That actually might not be too bad there. That might go in. That might go in. Oh, take that any day of the week. Now, I did make the greens for the most part fairly, I mean not flat. I mean they're not going to give you straight putt in. But I didn't make it too bad because the landing areas are going to be a little smaller. So I tried to make it at least fair that way. So that's playing 170. And we're going to try that. That's a bit much. But there's also a little bit of a false front on that particular green there, so I didn't want to come up a little short. As you can see, there's a little yellow down there going back towards the front. Yeah, no worries, David. Appreciate it, man. It'll be a while. I got another series that I'll be streaming about later as well that'll probably take up a little time. So it'll be less time to work on the two of them. But I'm hoping it won't be too long. Hey, you made a putt. What do you know? Alright, so hole 4 is a 577 yard par 5, and it is currently playing 556. Now if you go up to driver, you can get over this. That should be fine. And even with Masters, you have enough room there. So it's 269. I don't know if I can actually even get there, but we're going to hit this anyway. Yeah, and that slips off to the right if I remember correctly. So that's a green there. You got to hit it further left and try to let the slope bring it back onto the green. So yeah, there's kind of a false side on it. So since I didn't have bunkers around the greens, I was trying to come up with ways of making it a little bit more challenging. So it wouldn't just be a grip it and rip it kind of thing. Oh, I didn't hit that hard enough. Should have took a full swing there. Yeah, there we go. The flat stick working a little bit today so far. Now hole 1 here has a false front on the green, and even with the wind behind you with the Masters, it's very difficult to quite get to that. Although right now if I lofted it all the way up with the Masters I probably could, but a lot of times it gets to that front edge and comes back down, so you can't. usually actually get it to stop on the green. We're going to give it a shot again anyway. Actually, Masters might have worked on that one with that wind. Let's see, yeah, it might stay up. Oh, it did. Wow. Normally it kind of gets right to the edge and comes back down, but we'll take it. I don't know if it's going to break that much, but we'll see. Oh, didn't hit it. It actually might have came back down to the hole if I hit it. But that's still a birdie because we were on in one, barely. All right, so hole 6 is a 549 yard par 5. If I can speak today, it would be helpful. Not a whole lot of trouble on the drive here. Pretty wide, fairly wide fairway. Not really too much trouble coming in. Now this particular green here, and that's the other thing I like, is you can get different challenges for each green, having them separate. But this one, it looks like you also need to play it left and let the slope of the land bring it back to the green. So we're going to give that a try into the wind here. It might come up short, but we're going to do it anyway. I think it is going to come up. Yeah, it's going to come up way short. So I probably could have clubbed up one there, but I didn't trust it. So yeah, absolutely. At least that pin one anyway. I think we're going to go with that, actually. I'll lift that up a bit. Try to use the slope a little. Yeah. Actually went further than I expected, but it's pretty handy. Ooh, I thought it was going to break off the hole there. So as you can see, it can play fairly easy, but it can play hard as well. Trust me. I've screwed up plenty of practice rounds on it. Oof, that line was terrible. I don't know what is going on with my line lately, but I cannot hit it straight. And by the last 2 or 3 days, I cannot get a decent looking line on there very often. Now, this one is a longer par 5. It's going to pretty much hold you to laying up more than likely. But so far, there's not a lot of trouble in there. That's true. I mean, you would think that would be true, but I mean, you know, there's things like Faxon Park and all that with wide open fairways and not a lot of trouble, so. I mean, they can, but some of them shouldn't. I suppose that would be more realistic. Alright, so we're going to, I think we're actually going to touch that up a tiny bit. And then go for it. Yes, that line there wasn't too bad. Yeah, that was a pretty good shot there, I must say. Take that line on any time. jump on real quick and play my European tour. Holy smokes, dude. Putter's working at the moment. Alright, so then 8 is a 197 yard par 3. Again, with the design, not a lot of trouble. But that particular pin is in between clubs if you're on pros. And it's a long way back there. So I'm actually going to go ahead and hit driver and loft it up to, well, actually I think I'll loft it down. Try to get it on the ground quicker. So I don't think the wind's going to affect it enough, to be honest. And there's a little bit of a backstop to the right back, so I think that's still too much club, though. That's not going to stop it. Yeah, a little too much. So that pin there, it's I mean, it's playable, but it's a little tricky. See, there's the backstop I was trying to use. Maybe a little further right would have been better, but that's alright. I thought that would come back right more than that. Break. Oh, it didn't turn. Wow. Well, didn't miss it by much, I can say that. So that ends our run there, and it also gives us a bogey. That's not good. Put that chip closer. Alright, so to finish off the front 9, you got 390 yard par 4. So not too bad. Just out of reach of making it even with the Masters because it's into the wind normally. You're currently on Masters? Really? Determined to master them, huh? Well, good luck. They're not easy to hit, I can tell you that. Especially right now for me. That's why I went back down to pros. My flipping line is all over the place right now. So there's a few ways you could try to play this. You could hit a normal 90, well in my case it'd be 93, and loft it all the way up and try to partial it to use that slope there to bring it back down to the hole, or stick the flag. You could hit a pitch, which right now is into the wind, so I don't think 55 is going to do it. I think I have to hit 61. And then play the slope in the wind. Or you could still play the slope, but so you certainly have options on this hole in particular. Hit it decent. Judge the slope decent. And the wind decent, so we'll take that anytime. And we get back on track. And to start off the let me back out a second and show this here. You got the clubhouse back here, which still needs a little bit. I was glitching. Still needs a little bit of work. But that's initially what we have. You have 9 right there that we just came in on. And then if I can back out here and turn. And then right there, coming up the side of the clubhouses, that's where 18 comes in at. You do have some holes out there that cross over, which if you watch closely, you'll see them on the sides here and there. Alright, so to start the back 9, we've got 474 yard par 4 with the wind. And normally with the wind I'll loft that driver all the way up and let the wind carry it extra, but with my line the way it is lately, I've not been doing that. And still got 324 out of it, so that'll work. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm convinced that there are certain things on the PC version that are easier. Um, but I still haven't played much on the PC, to be honest. Played a little bit with Jeff G-Dog, but not a lot. I think that's too much. I don't think that's enough. So go back to that and loft it. See what that does. Not too bad, not too bad. Ooh, it's a nasty green though. Ooh, managed to get it to go though. Somehow, those are the ones I don't like. The little benders. Oh, hate them. Alright, hole 11's a 452 yard par 4. A bit better line there. Yeah. Well, I don't have a top-end PC, so I had to lower the graphic settings a little bit, but it still looks pretty good. But I had certain courses on the PC that I could not play. That's how choppy they were. So I had to lower it for it to be functional. But I don't mind. Alright, 126. The wind pushing a little. I think we're just going to tap that up a bit. Ooh, a little bit better line again. We're getting that sorted maybe? Oh, that's got a... Yeah, I've tried to... Well, I didn't expect it to roll that far. Wow. Ooh, that's not a pretty putt. Let's see if we can feather this in somehow. No, not quite enough. A little bit harder, maybe. That should get us in with a par, though. I will say though, David, I do have a different username on the Steam, but when I stream it, it'll come to this channel, so you'll be able to watch it on YouTube with the same username, if that helps. All right, so in lieu of bunkers for this hole, I went with a little bitty pond here. If I can get the camera to work right. There we go. Got a little bitty pond on this side, kind of a water bunker, if you will. And then we got another one over here as well. Got the wind with you a little bit, so you can actually, especially with Masters, go right over that. Oh, that's a better line too. Maybe we're starting to get it worked out here. So plenty of room to clear that one. Now that one, on the other hand, if you push it, could be trouble. The second one. I-Core 7/8. I don't know what generation mine is, but I think I have a 5. I'm not positive. Maybe I might have a 3. I don't have 4K support. It's definitely not strong enough for that. Alright, see if we can work out this slope here. So 4, so it's playing 170 with the wind pushing. I'm going to loft that up some. Oh, that's a better line as well. Starting to get, oh, I lofted it too much. Dang it. Oh, I short swung it. No wonder. My bad. So the loft, it wasn't the loft, it was that I short swung. Just too worried about my line now. I'm focusing on the rest of it as much as I should be. Alright, see if we can get this decent close here. Yeah, that'll do. Decent line on that one as well. Alright, moving on to 13's 162 yard par 3, playing 156 with this pin. Now 4 is 152. One's going to push us a hair right, and I also push it tendency to push it, so we're going to actually just hit that. Yeah, I've never really bought a gaming PC because I've never really been a PC gamer, so to speak. So my son has a pretty good one that I bought a few years ago, but it needs some upgrades according to him. I've been thinking about maybe trying to just get him an actual gaming PC, and then I'll take his. But then on the other hand, I could probably just put like a 4 4K card in it and be fine. He's got some pretty good stuff in his. Alright, back to the birdie train there. Yeah, I mean, really, from a PC gaming standpoint, we never really have been much for that. We, like we did, like Final Fantasy VII was like the last time we were really PC gamers, and in the original, you don't know Jack series, that kind of stuff. And it was pretty much a short phase for us. So, however, my son has continued. He likes the Warhammer stuff, and he likes the Total War series, and there's a few that he plays. But he's mostly on Xbox, to be honest. But he does computer games as well. And then my daughter does a little bit, like Sims. That's about it for her. Alright, starting to get a little decent line here, a little more consistently. That hopefully is a good sign. So now this one is kind of in between clubs, into the wind. But I'm going to go ahead and hit 204 here, but I don't know if it's got enough to get there with that wind, but we're going to find out. Decent line again. I'm hoping the terrain will kick that right, if it'll even get there. Oh yeah, and that's not going to stop unless it hits the pin. It's a few tricky pin placements and greens on this course. As I said, this tried to balance out the fact that there are no bunkers. So I might have been able to go more direct at that, but it's fine. Wow, I guess I didn't have to loft that. Alright, got that to go, so at least saves our par. I do feel like the back 9 is a little tougher than the front 9. Alright, so 15's a 445 yard par 4. I don't really think any of that part's going to change. Just, I think the lighting is where I want it. I do have some more planting to do. As you can see, this hole's, it's got some off in the distance from other holes, but it's not, there's nothing really for it. Like I said, I think I got through 14, or I was on 14 or something like that with the planting stuff. So let's see, 145. Just playing 151. So we go there and loft that up a bit. So I'm gonna bring it right. A little bit, not as much as I had thought. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I do have this game on PC and on PS4. I had two on PS4 and Xbox. I didn't have it on PC, but from a design standpoint, I wanted to get it on PC this time. And that was the intent, was for design. It wasn't really to play, although I do play every now and then. There we go. Keep the flat stick going. Welcome into the second viewer. Just doing a preview playthrough of a course that I have in the works. I'll be doing another one shortly after this, and then I'll have a preview of a new series that I'm going to start with Madden 08 Custom Team Football League. If you guys are interested in that, make sure you tune in for it later today as well. And that will also be on PC, but it will be on this channel. An easy ball. Yeah, I play with, I need to actually add you on the PC as a friend. I play with Jeff and Big Smooth One, Justin, I think is his name. A couple of those guys. And I'm friends with Canuck, but I haven't got to play with him yet. He's usually on when I'm at work, so Jeff plays with him every now and then, but I haven't got to play with him yet. I have him as a friend on PS4 as well, but he's usually not on that. Spends more time on the PC. So 166. The wind's going to push a little, so we're going to go to that, down loft a hair. Line's looking a little bit better. Oh, I might have played that just right with the slope. Oh, it's certainly handy. Can't gripe about that too much. Ooh, tried to sneak out on me, didn't it? Alright, 17's a 499 yard par 4. And this one is actually into the wind. So it's going to be a tough hole for people that, especially that aren't on the Masters, which I currently am not. Yep, lost our second viewer. That actually might be okay into that wind. I'm gonna find out. Yeah, that actually might not be too bad if it rolls out a little for me. Ooh, not too much now. Not too much. Easy. Easy. Yes. Back of the green's gonna get me on that one. I thought that was gonna end up alright there, with the wind knocking it down a little. I'm actually gonna try to putt that, I think. doing a whole lot. Oh, so close. So close. That will be, I have done a test stream on the PC, but that actually, the playthrough will be my first actual stream with content that I didn't delete from a PC standpoint. So 18 is a 549-yard par 5, playing 543, and we'll talk about this one a little bit more when we get up here, because I did something on purpose with this hole. And this one is more for Masters clubs for the advantage, because there is a little slope there in the landing area that if you hit Masters you can get to, even into the wind. Now I hit that pretty accurately, but I'm not going to get to the slope I'm speaking of, and we'll see it right in front of me here when we flip around. Yeah, right there. And if you get to that little slope in front of me, it'll run down a little further. So now I'm 265 out, so Masters play a little tougher for this hole, especially. But as you pick different pins, you get a slightly bigger green and a slightly longer shot. So if you are so inclined with Masters per se to have the pin 4, which is the back one, you have a bigger green to run it into, a little bit more room. So that was the thought process behind that. But then also as you get further, you don't have, like, see this first one, you have a backstop for the next green. You have a slighter, smaller backstop for that one. And then with this one, you have no backstop. Actually, if you go over, it'll run away onto the other green. I appreciate the addition, Majors. Steam friends of this. I'm currently running Steam at Windows 10 this afternoon. So well. Cool. Alright, so it does not look like I can get to this green, but I do have a side wind, so I'm actually going to go for it anyway. But the smarter play there would be obviously to lay up to get maybe hopefully a full shot out of it. But again, unless you hit that bunker in front, there's really nothing to worry you. It's just a matter of whether or not you can reach it, which is another reason that I did that for this hole, was to give it some kind of protection, because I didn't really like the look. I mean, I've done green or bunkers in the middle of fairways before, and they look fine, and you can really see that on, I think they turned out really good on Rainbow Springs, but I didn't like the look of it on this one, so currently I don't have any. I may revisit that before it's published, but I doubt it. Try to get that close, easy. Well, I'm glad I didn't stay on that other one, jeez. There's too much in that. Back right. Thank you. Alright, so we did still manage to get a birdie on 18, and that is playthrough of Segregated Greens. I did have one bogey, but 11 under I will take any round. Only 5 pars in there. One bogey and the rest birdies. No eagles, unfortunately, which they're available in here, but I didn't have any. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, it's not released yet. Just wanted to give everybody a preview of it. Yeah, thanks, David. I would take 62 on any course. But yeah, we're going to be back with another preview of a course that I have going on the PC. It is currently called Freedom Peaks. I don't think that's going to change, but you never know. I don't want to say it's not. but I do like the name, so it probably won't. But we'll be back with that a little bit, just a couple minutes while I get situated over to the PC and get the stream cranked up. And then again, we're going to have a new series on Madden 08 for a custom team league, and I'll explain more of that towards the end of the next video and the beginning of that actual stream. So appreciate everybody that takes a look at this video. Thanks for tuning in, David. We'll talk at y'all later. Peace.